Y'all already know it be the boy Young Gordon and you rockin' with Tape Money Promotion. Hey, Tape Money Promotion, give him that new shit, no food shit. Oh yeah, let's go. DJ Nico, yes, TLP, 954, we live. Tape Money Promotion.
Take heat, fuck these niggas. Bitch, I'm silly. Off them choppers, shoot your shit up, let's get busy. Drinking Henny.
And welcome back to the Turnaround Sports Podcast, where we are giving you no foo shit this week.
Oh, never.
So we're going to start off with the Bleacher Report game, as always, but we're going to throw in a little twist. We're going to bring in our guest, Hamza, a little early for the Bleacher Report game. Let's give him a little ring.
Hello?
All right. We got Hamza on, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Hamza, so as you might know with the Bleacher Report game, we go on Bleacher Report, we pick the latest breaking story, and we discuss. So today's first breaking story is D Rose. As you know, he dropped 50 points the other night, and he was quoted today saying that he is making history. What do you think about the whole situation, and do you think that he's back?
I don't think that he's back just because he's been through too much and it's just unsustainable. But what I make of it is, I think it's a great moment for pretty much every NBA fan. Like, you gotta be, like, really a hater to, not want to see that. I think it's cool to see how D Rose, he seems so humble, he's been through so much, he has 4 knee surgeries, and he really fell from, the MVP, and the youngest MVP, carrying the Bulls to 1 seed over, Miami. And, just bouncing from Cleveland then to Utah, who cut him, and then to Minnesota. And he actually scored those 50 points against a team that cut him, Utah.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see as, just as an NBA fan. I think everyone was.
When did D Rose?
I don't know. I think when you talk about him being back, can he really ever be back? Because when you talk about other players, when you ask, are they back? It's mostly due to performance issues. But with him, it's an injury issue, obviously. So I don't think he can ever really. Because obviously he wasn't, when he was going through all those injuries, he wasn't that good. Just because it's hard to play well when you're never on the court. But even as some may know, he got hurt again tonight and in the second quarter and didn't return. So it's hard to say he's back, even though he just dropped 50 the other night. It's hard to say he's back when still can't stay on the court.
Yeah, I do think that with the injuries, he just has not, even if you take away the huge tears like ACLs and meniscus and all that, he has had other injuries where he'll be gone for 10
Yeah,
games,
I think tonight it was his ankle.
Yeah, and so I don't think he'll ever be able to play a full season, maybe even ever play 70 games of a season. But I do also think that performance-wise, his game was built off of his athleticism.
Yeah.
I think prime Derrick Rose really was the athleticism of Russell Westbrook now.
Yeah.
If you take that away, Derrick Rose just isn't there.
Yeah.
He's a shell of himself.
Yeah.
He'll still make those flashy plays once in a while, but he can't keep it up for a whole game. It was cool to see him do it the recent game, but I doubt anything like that happens again, maybe for the rest of the season. And just when your whole game is built off your athleticism and you lose that after going through 4 knee surgeries, it's hard to make up for it in other areas.
Yeah, you're right. Especially him. If he was a Ray Allen kind of guy who just kind of shaped, he was very athletic when he came into the league, but as he got older, obviously he just kind of shaped his career into more of a 3-point shooter. But
yeah,
D Rose relies on his athleticism but can you imagine what Minnesota would be if he turned out to have say an all-star year somehow and he did make history and everyone was rooting for him? They could make shipping Jimmy Butler out way easier. They could actually get pieces to build around D Rose and Cat now and still be a playoff team without having to deal with all the drama with Butler. And that'd be interesting.
I do think that if D Rose was to actually come back, stay healthy, and perform at a reasonable level. No one's saying he needs to average 20 points per game, be like, you know, MVP D Rose. But if he could come back and even just be like, you know, the level of a starter over like Jeff Teague, you know, that would be very beneficial to Minnesota because they got him for cheap. They weren't expecting much out of him, so it's like, yeah, he's Derrick Rose, but you know, this isn't the Derrick Rose where everyone's expecting him to, you know, be like some crazy point guard still. It's like, okay, maybe he could, you know, make some plays off the bench. You know, we could put him in with the starters whenever it's time for, you know, late in the game. We need to close something out, and he needs to make better plays. So if they do get, you know, like if Derrick Rose does start balling out again, I think it's going to be very nice for Minnesota, especially with what they're going through right now.
Yeah. I know, one last thing before we let you go. I know it's early in the season, but the Nuggets are looking good. And I think the main difference, I shouldn't say they're looking good because they're really not looking that great. The second half versus Cleveland was one of the best halves they've had all year. But I think the difference between them and last year is they're actually winning these games because even last year they didn't really look that great. I mean, obviously they didn't make the playoffs, but their biggest problem was they were unable to beat those bad teams. And I mean, if they were winning these close games versus the Bulls and coming back after scoring like 16, I think, points in the first quarter against the Cavs, I think that speaks volumes for this team.
Yeah, I do think this year that's kind of the difference maker for us because it is true. Like, you know, we'll play decent, we'll play good, and you know, sometimes other teams just won't be, you know, playing as, like, they won't play to their levels, or, you know, we'll barely outplay them because we haven't been hitting our threes. We'll have, like, still some bad lapses where we just can't get anything going on offense. Our defense has been pretty solid a lot, but
that's
there's
another
still
reason
times where it will be, like, a small lapse. But the big difference maker is that, you know, the games that we're, like, quote-unquote supposed to win versus, like, bad teams worse than us, teams missing their players. We actually have been winning those and closing those out.
Mm-hmm.
We used to, you know, go up and then we let them come back and then it'd be a close game in the fourth and we couldn't do anything. Or, like, we would be up
We've still had that problem slightly. I think we're going to be unstoppable if we can close out games in the fourth. I mean, the one loss we had was that Lakers game, and we still had an 8-point lead with like 5 minutes left. So I mean, realistically, we should be 8-0. But
yeah, we definitely could have won that game. Even like if you saw in the Pelicans game, you know, we had a good lead up in the fourth, and then we were trying hard to blow it, and then Gary Harris came in and saved us again.
Yeah. Well, it was good having you again. We'll look to bring you on next week, hopefully. Lots of good sports news this week, so glad we could get you on.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Always a good
no
time,
problem. See you.
Hamza.
Thank you.
All right. Very great commentary from Hamza. Next up, we got some news on the other end of the globe in soccer. So today there's a breaking story about the top teams in Europe. There's actually two, which will kind of relate together, but there are two stories, and one was about the top 12 teams in Europe creating a super league, and then they decided to kind of like get together and invite 4 more teams, I guess, and create a super league, which would be between all those teams. And the other story was Man City and PSG were caught kind of bending the financial fair play rules and spending a lot more than they were allowed to, and then the top UEFA officials were condoning it basically and helping them cheat.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on that? Because I mean, originally, I know, especially with PSG, and people were speculating it with Man City. I mean, 8 years ago, they weren't really that big of a club, and then some Saudi dudes, a Saudi prince, comes and buys them and dumps a bunch of oil money into them. Like, obviously, that's the main reason why they've gotten so much better.
To where they are
but
now,
in terms of PSG, how is PSG about to just go and buy Neymar and then sign Mbappe? Like, obviously they're spending ridiculous amounts of money. What was in the last 7 years, Man City's, what was it, $2.7 billion?
Like
that is absolutely insane.
I don't know.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
It's hard for me to have like a valid opinion on this because like I'm still so new to the soccer world, and I'm not sure on like a lot of the like rules and guidelines. Because like a lot of it obviously is like whatever money you have, you're able to spend, but at the same time, obviously.
But yeah, that's basically what
But-
financial fair
but
play is, though. It
obviously
just kind of
there
limits.
there
limits
is
that a little bit.
rules where, like, I know they were like overpricing sponsorships and stuff, which makes sense, because you gotta have like, I mean, there's business to this, and you can't like just cheat sponsors, cheat money out of people and businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a weird topic to me because like, I don't know. I didn't even realize it was a thing until the story broke.
Yeah.
And I read something.
Well,
as
people
well.
have been
I don't
questioning
even
ever
know,
since.
Is there a punishment? I read something. I'm not sure if this was from like for what just happened or what happened in the past, but like apparently Man City gets to like choose what their punishment is or something like that, which makes no sense in my opinion.
I mean, FIFA is just so corrupt with the whole Sepp
I
Blatter
feel like they
thing
just
and
don't
just
care.
everything with FIFA is just it's just so corrupt, and it's, I mean, I'm sure City and PSG were paying them off, and I don't know, that's just what pisses me off about Man United is we won't spend our money that we generate fairly. All our money comes from shirt sales and sponsorships and like all this stuff that is completely legal, and then PSG and Man City both have Middle Eastern princes or oil sea, whatever. They have just a ton of money, and they just come in and then dump all their own money into it, and it's just, I don't know. But
It's really weird. It's
very,
really weird. For
very
me 'cause
interesting
I
situation.
still,
Something that a 10-minute little discussion can't really dive
I'm a
too
little-
deeply into.
well,
But
the real interesting part is how the Super League that they were talking about, because I don't even know
Yeah. How would that work?
That's what I'm
That
saying. I mean, like,
if you built a Super
theoretically,
League,
it
that
could work,
completely
but you have
diminishes
to, like-
Champions League.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I was thinking about is like Champions League is such
That's what the
like
Champions
an
League's for, though.
amazing like yearly experience. Like it is essentially the Super Bowl every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, winning like your own league's cup or league's title and stuff, like those are also like great achievements or whatever.
It's important
for the most part. I mean, obviously like Real and Barca win it like almost every year.
You're taking that away, though. If you had a Super League, you're taking away the Champions League. Like, what is it? A Champions League is basically the FA Cup now. It's just a cup with all the teams that are in your league.
All that like a Super League like that would make is it would make for a really fun like period of soccer every single year, and it would be like a lot easier to like unify like transfer windows and like stuff like that, and it would make like international breaks easier and better coordinated and stuff. I mean, they're already coordinated very well, but just stuff like that. But I think it's a very unique
yeah, but that's
idea.
what that's how you get preseason.
I think it's really it sounds really cool off the bat, but I don't think it's not realistic.
Think about a soccer schedule. Those guys, a lot of those guys, like especially this year with the World Cup, they get 2 weeks. If you're like that caliber, like if you
All
played
that
on France or Croatia,
traveling?
you got 2 weeks off. Yeah, you got 2 weeks off. So you're already like, oh, that schedule's
Could you
already
imagine
cool.
going and,
Can
like,
you
playing,
imagine
like,
having to go
Bayern or
exactly?
Dortmund and then having to
Exactly.
go back
You have to go
England in
to
2
Germany.
days and play a League
Yeah.
Cup match, and then having
Yeah,
to go
exactly.
back. Like,
Can you
yeah.
imagine?
It,
It's already bad enough with the Champions League. Like this upcoming week, we go to Italy on Wednesday, and then we have to be back for a game against. We have the derby on Saturday or Sunday. So I mean, I think it is Sunday too. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine if you had,
just realized
if you
I don't even
had, say
think
you
I
had to
would be able
play,
watch it 'cause I'm reffing SMH.
say you had to play. What time do you ref?
Like, what time is it at? Is it like 5 in the morning?
No, it's at like I think 9:30. Anyway, that's besides the point.
besides the point.
But yeah, can you imagine going to Spain and playing one of the Madrids, and
It's not even
then
this
on
week.
Wednesday you have a game in Bayern or something? It's like,
I don't
know.
It's not this.
oh no, yeah, I
it's
don't know
not
what you're
this-
talking about. It's not. It's next week. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't know. It's a unique idea. It sounds fun, but it's just not realistic.
But very interesting. All right, next up we got bringing back a game which many of you think is one of your favorites. the debate game. And you want to tell us what the debate will be holding tonight's going to be?
Okay, so here's the deal: is we were trying to figure out what exactly the debate would be, and we had a real hard time, like, coming to the conclusion of what the debate should be defined as. But we were still like arguing while we were trying to think of that. So obviously, there's like an issue that we both have an opinion on.
We'll just see where this.
We can't really
let's
track
take
it.
this.
Anyways, what happened is earlier in the week we found a tweet with 4 like 16-year-old kids who live in Boston or whatever, and they're like 16 years old in 12 parades because they've gone to like all 5 of the Patriots parades and all 5 of the 2 or 3 of the Boston
three Red Sox, 1
Bruins, a Celtics, and then
or two Bruins and Celtics. Yeah, whatever. You get the point.
12 parades, whatever. Lucky them, right? Which was just another thing. Like, what other nobody else has that opportunity. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that is an incredible experience and opportunity and great for them. But it's also very frustrating from the standpoint of us fans where. And this is where we got into the debate. Is Nate said, "Well, I don't know if I'll ever be able to go to a parade." And I said, "Well, you're definitely going to be able to have an opportunity. Like, your team is going to win." Said that. Oh my god! I said that there's no way that his other than Man United. So we'll keep it to basketball, baseball, and football.
The 4 major sports.
And sure, we can add hockey in there. I said one of those 4 teams will win a championship in your lifetime, and I don't know if you necessarily don't agree with me or what, but
I was talking about mostly the Browns and just the luck. People don't understand the luck I've had with sports teams. If you I know, but if kinda, but not really at the same time. If you know me, I most likely
have a chance of winning the championship this year. The Avs definitely, if they keep playing like they are now, I think they have a clear cut shot.
What are you talking about? They've been bad lately. The last 3 games.
Okay, 3 games, good. Ugh. So what? They have so much.
The Nuggets have been better than them anyway. But that's beside the point.
Okay, but the Nuggets are gonna have to play the Warriors in the playoffs, who are arguably the best team of all time.
Are they? Oh, eventually, yeah, but anyway, if you know me, I'm the biggest sports.
Continue.
If you know me, I'm the biggest sports person. You'll me. I spend
Ever.
all from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. All I do is watch sports every night. If nothing's on, I'm bored out of my mind. I have to have some kind of sports. I have the CU game on right now, watching it while we're doing this. So it would just be nice for one of my teams, just for once. I've since I've been 4 years old. It's not even most people you. I'm sure really got into sports in middle school. I've been a sports fan. I remember coming home from Sunday school when I was 4 years old, wanting to come home 4 or 5 years old and watch the Browns.
Part of that is your dad.
None of my teams have ever won a champ. No, I know, I'm not. That's besides the point. But I'm saying in that period of time, for the last 14 years or 15 years, I have not won not a single championship. The closest I come is the Rockies World Series in 2007, and at one I was 9 years old. So I mean, I cared. I liked it. I went to the NLCS game. No, that was I think second or third. I was
12th is
third. I think when I was 9. Yeah. I hadn't turned. I was 8. I was 8 at the time, about to turn 9.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it's just it would just be nice if, and if you just look at all my teams, generally when you look at all the teams, the Browns are are the joke of sports. They're the worst franchise in all of sports. The Rockies have statistically just been. They're on the come up. Don't get me wrong, but just statistically
mediocre.
We're just a small market team, and for the last if you put our last since 2009, the last 10 years, we haven't been good.
No.
We're generally been bad. I've grown up watching the Rockies, and they've been a bad team.
Yeah.
They generally have losing seasons. I think they've had 3 or 4 winning seasons since I've been alive, really. Since 97.
Yeah.
I think they've had 4 winning seasons.
And I want to touch on
haven't
real
done
quick, not
really
that
anything.
it matters, but the Rockies are a part of arguably have been a part of arguably one of the better divisions in baseball the last decade itself. Right? Am I wrong? Like, I mean, the AL
yeah,
East
for sure.
is definitely
Just the Dodgers in general. When you're stuck with a team that has such a high
with
payroll,
the
baseball's
Dodgers,
weird,
and then the
but-
Giants won like what 3
Yeah,
World Series
3
in the
out
last
of
decade, or
5,
something
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
three-
as a small
three-
market team as they are,
5
it's
years.
like very hard to even make the playoffs. But
Yeah. No, but like, I don't know. Just for me, do I think they're gonna win a championship? Like, obviously, one of them's gonna win a championship in my lifetime. But like, it's hard for me the way the last 18 years have gone, or I should say like 14 or like
But why do
13,
you-
12,
why-
whatever. Since
so-
I've been,
so
been a
why-
real fan.
this is what we got to. Why do you support teams? And it seems like
Because I support them.
But
Because I've supported them from day one. It doesn't matter how good they are. I'm still going to support them. Do I think the
What do
Browns
you-
are going
what
to
do
win
you-
a Super
what do you
Bowl this
want
year? No.
from
But like,
supporting it, though? Like,
it'll
why
be
do you
so
support
much.
them?
It'll be because when they actually do win something and surprise me, like it'll be the greatest moment
Exactly.
ever. Do I hope the Browns win a Super Bowl? Obviously. Do you think they will? Do you think the Texans are going to win a Super Bowl?
I think the Texans
like
can
probably
win a Super
not,
Bowl in the
but
next
you
decade.
you watch them. I don't think you watch teams. Yeah, I mean,
I
you
think
believe
they
they can.
No, like I think they.
and
I
you,
think they
or
can
you
win
think
one in
they
the next
can? Like,
5
I think
years.
they can too.
I think that is a
Yeah,
real.
that's different. That's
I
different.
mean, the
they're a good
Texans
football
are-
team, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
the Browns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Browns.
I don't think the Browns are ever gonna win
You
a
don't
Super
think-
Bowl, but like I will back them till the day
see,
I die.
I don't know.
And I
don't know
I
how you
hope they
think
do.
like
I
that.
root for the-
I
I
don't
root-
know how you think like that because
Because I'm a Browns fan. You've never been a Browns
I know
fan.
I've
People
never
don't
been a Browns
understand
fan.
how much misery. I've been a Browns fan since 2003. We've had one winning season. I've never watched the Browns in 15 years.
Yeah.
Never watched the Browns play a playoff game. Never watched them play a
Which-
playoff game.
which,
I think
like-
I've watched them play one winning. In the last 10 years, we've
okay,
never
and
won more than 6
nobody
games.
can experience like I understand that nobody can experience that.
So you can't
how do
say like
But how do you not?
I don't watch the
like-
Browns watching them thinking, "Oh, I hope they don't win," or like, "I don't want them to win." I want them to win very, very badly. Do I think they're going to win every week? I think they're going to lose. I think they're going to I'm not going to say get killed. I think they have a good team this year, but like I really
When's
hope
the next
they
time
win
you
a
think
Super
they're
Bowl.
gonna
But
make the
as a Browns fan, 2021.
So 3 years.
No, 2020.
two
2020.
years. 2 years.
Yeah, I think we have a strong core. That's what I'm
I
saying.
think
Like,
you
I
guys
don't-
have a really strong core. I think that you guys, like, all jokes aside,
But we're the
in
Browns,
4
though.
years, it could be like the Chiefs. I don't even know about the Chiefs, but like, I think the Texans are going to be good for the next I think they will be a good like playoff football team for the next 5 years,
you have a good
regardless
quarterback,
of
sure.
like
Yeah, if you have a
Bill
good quarterback.
O'Brien being terrible
Yeah.
and us getting another coach who's terrible. Like we have a lot of young talent on our team. The Browns have a ton of young talent on their team. I think you guys once you guys
Do I think they're going to? No, but do I really root for them to? Do I hope they can? Yeah.
but what?
I watch.
How do you?
Oh,
You
come on,
think
you don't
they're
go
gonna
into
win
every
in
season.
2020?
You go into every season. You go into every season saying, "I think the Texans can win a Super Bowl." That's being unrealistic. I want them to
don't
win.
go-
I
no,
root
I
for
don't
them
go
to.
into
That's
every
not.
season thinking
You can't.
that.
You can't say
I
like.
don't go into every.
You
season
watch
thinking that,
sports. You watch sports. You watch sports for your team to like win the whatever championship, Super
You
Bowl,
do.
whatever it is, World Series.
though. Eventually, no, I'm not
No,
saying
you
every
don't.
year. I'm not
Maybe
saying
yes,
every year.
eventually, but I'm saying like
I'm
every
saying
year.
you watch them to watch them
Obviously.
develop and to get better and to you.
And the Browns have never gone better. They've never have.
Okay, so then what? You're just gonna sit there and think, oh yeah, we're just gonna keep on getting worse and worse and worse.
Have
and
I?
We're never gonna
Have
keep.
I?
We're never gonna get better.
this
and
point,
we're
like, I'm
always
really
gonna
close
suck,
to
and we're
doing it.
never gonna have a winning season.
I'll root for them till the
Why
day I
are you-
die. You know that. Do I think? Am I gonna go into? Did I go into this year saying we're gonna make the playoffs? No. I said we're gonna go 6
You
and
said
10.
you're gonna go, yep, 6-10. All right, and that's realistic. That's fine. That's improvement. That's what I'm saying. Like you are.
Obviously, you root for teams so they can eventually win, but I'm saying like, you don't. I don't know. Obviously, you become a fan so like you can celebrate when they win and finally do
And
win.
that's the
like,
point
you
of
want them to
being
win.
a
but-
fan, in my opinion.
No, but see, like obviously that's why you're a fan, but like, I don't know, like I said, if the Browns weren't a team, say the Browns got moved because they were so bad, they just, like, got rid of them. I watch football because I like football.
But
And
would you still
regardless of
follow
that,
the
like,
Browns? You'd still follow wherever they went, right? Would you not?
yeah,
Or would
like,
you
I
pick
probably
another
would, but
team?
I'm just, I would pick another team, yeah.
Why? I
But-
think that's dumb. I think that's like
Okay, or
I don't
I would,
think
or
that's
okay,
right.
or I would just watch football. I would just watch football because I like to watch football. I don't. It's unfortunate that the Browns are my team, but I don't root for the. I just like. I don't know. You back a team and you back a team. You hope they do as well as possible, but you don't become a fan so they can win a Super Bowl. Like that. Just be. I'd become a Patriots fan then. Yeah, you're right. No. Now that you say that, like if the Browns just got if they got moved again, I couldn't.
you can't. You
I'm
can't
done.
not,
Like I couldn't. Yeah, I
you
can't. Yeah, I could not.
You're saying you could not.
Who
root for
do
them.
I root for? I couldn't root for another team. I couldn't root for
So you
I couldn't
just
even
never-
root for the
you-
new team.
you'd
Maybe
never
the
be a
new
fan
team.
of
Maybe
football.
the new team.
Again.
But see, that's different for me though, because I would. I love football. That's what I'm saying.
You never be. You
But-
wouldn't be a fan of a team.
I would. See, that's different. It's in my case, it's different
feel
because
like you have
I have
to
no
keep-
ties to
like, it
Cleveland
sucks.
whatsoever.
I have no ties to
I have no
Houston.
ties
I
to
have no ties to
Cleveland.
Houston.
Exactly.
Whatsoever.
But if the Nuggets got moved or something like that, like the Rockies,
It would be
like
hard.
I mean, we'd probably root for them.
But I think you. See, I think you'd have. I think you'd have to until Denver got a new team. I think you follow
Yeah.
like Seattle, the Supersonics. Like I
I
think
would-
if
I
I
would
were a
pro- or I might
Supersonics
just-
fan and they moved to OKC, then like I would be like that's still the team. Essentially, that is still the team that I support. I support the players on that team. Whatever. I don't know how all the management, like all that kind of shit works, but like that is the team that I support. So like I would continue to support that team unless like Seattle added another team or Denver or whatever you're talking about. Like because then they're the home
I don't
team.
know, but
and
that's not
what
like
we're
that's not
supporting.
why I don't watch. I
Like, for
can't
example,
sit
like,
here and
if-
say I watch sports. I watch sports to hope for my team to win a Super Bowl. I don't watch sports for my team to win a Super Bowl. I'm a Browns fan. Like that's just like unrealistic. I watch sports because I love football and the Browns are the team I picked and I support them. But I can't sit here and say I watch them because they're gonna win a Super Bowl. Maybe one day, but I do it in hopes, and it's gonna be this much sweeter for me. I do it in hopes. I suffer through them now, so when they are good, it'll be that much sweeter.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like that's why people watch sports is to see their team like succeed. Like that's why you're a fan
Yeah.
of a team, and that's why you stick with them through the ups and downs. Like I was a Texans fan. I became a Texans fan in like 2000, like 12 or 2011 or something, and like a lot of people called me a bandwagon. I'll admit, like, sure, I was a bandwagon those first like 2 or 3 years, but like I'm pretty sure freshman year of high school or whatever, 2014 I think it was, we went 2-14, and I still like I didn't watch every single game because I watched them at like Josh's house, and a lot of the time we had to go to his house or his grandpa's house, and a lot of time like we watched the Niners game instead and whatever, but like I still like after that 2-14 like year, which is, I mean, not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like compare my fandomship to yours at all, like whatsoever, because you are 100 times more of a fan of the Browns than I'll ever be of the Texans, but I watched them because I knew that they bounced back. I don't know, because I knew we'd get to the point.
Yeah,
like,
you support them to day one. I mean, obviously, but I don't know.
seems
It's just
like
as
such
a
an
Browns
easy
fan,
question,
it's
but,
tough
like,
to see.
There's a lot, like, to me, I feel like there's a lot, like, beyond it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, like, obviously
Yeah.
you do watch them to, like, for them to one day win a title or whatnot, but, like, I don't know, but you have to, like...
Everyone has a different motive of why they watch sports. Some like playing it, and then they like baseball's not for everyone. I love watching baseball because I played it. I appreciate the game, and I don't know. Like I just grew up watching it, but it's not for everyone. And I don't know. Like it doesn't matter. Like if I lived in a place where there wasn't a team, I would still watch like neutral baseball because I watch it. Like I still watch college football, even though the college I go to doesn't have a football team, and I don't know. I love watching sports. I don't know. It's just something like I did enjoy the competition.
I mean, that's how you are. A lot
I
of
don't
like
know, a lot
for
of
me
people aren't
too.
like that.
Like having a team keeps me involved. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It's very
No, yeah.
hard. Like
For sure.
Like
You can't
The
watch soccer
CS
without having a team. Like I don't really
CSU
appreciate. I can't watch soccer without rooting for a team.
CSU
It's
has
tough
a
for me to
very
watch.
bad like college football team, and I like I've never really watched like college football. Like I'll watch like the like bowl games and stuff like that, but I'm not like the guy who like sits down on Saturday and watches like all the big games and whatnot. But like my team has like my college has a D1 team, but I still like I haven't gone to their last like 2 or 3 games or whatever. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
for me,
Anyway.
it's I don't know. Sometimes sports.
It's a debate
hard to
that
follow.
is tough, and everyone has a different opinion on it. But that's just our opinion. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got MLB contracts. So we saw today Kershaw get a 3-year, $93 million extension. Where do you think contracts in baseball are right now? Because I mean, obviously we've seen in right now the superstars, when you look at each sport respectively, basketball's getting, their stars are getting paid the most now. Do you think contracts in the MLB are starting to stall a little bit? I mean, obviously, like with inflation, the numbers will get more or will get higher, but I don't know. We've kind of seen like the last like 5 or 6 years. Even when did Stan signed his contract in like 2014, 2015,
2-3
and
years ago, yeah.
he still has the highest contract, and he's there. I don't know. The biggest
But
names
there
are all
hasn't
getting
been- yeah,
around
there hasn't been a
33,
big
30,
name, though.
35,
When was the
like
last
30
big name
million.
to sign a contract? Probably Giancarlo.
Kershaw, his stats really have never gone down. In his last contract, he was getting like 32 mil a year, and now he's only getting 31. I mean, obviously
Oh,
with
big
age,
whip.
like you're not going to give him as big of a contract, but like I don't know. What do you think about that? Where do you think? First of all, I guess like prediction. Where do you think Harper and Machado end up, and then
Honestly, I would.
do
It
you think
sounds.
of the contracts?
I don't know how. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how much they'd be able to afford it, but I really like. I can see Harper staying in Washington. I don't like. I think the only thing drawing him away would be the money, obviously. I think if he could get
no?
the. si-
Really? Harper's leaving for sure. No way he stays. I'd give him about a 20% chance of staying right now. And I think everyone knew that. The fans knew that by all the signs and stuff they had.
Yeah.
He, by the current call, he even said he knew this is probably. I don't think he said probably. I mean, I can't find or. I probably should find the actual quote, but he said like it was weird knowing that this could be his last game in
I just don't know
Washington,
where
which
he'd
obviously
go.
it's a
He'd
business,
have
so you
to-
kind of have to
like,
say that. But anywhere else, anywhere where you can
But
get a
he's not
check.
gonna go
I think.
anywhere.
I think. Yes, but I think
can't
the
go
Nats have
anywhere,
clearly
though.
expressed they don't want to.
Okay, so he
That's
might.
what I said. Anywhere where he can get paid. Anywhere where he
So
can get paid.
so the Yankees or the.
Nah, I don't know about the Yankees. I think
Where
the
else can he
Yankees-
get
no,
paid?
The Yankees
the
can't.
the Dodgers don't
They'll
have
pay
money, I don't
Judge.
think.
I think they could. They could work some money around. You got to understand, like the Dodgers, like their team this year, like half their bench was signed to 1-year deals or just like picked up.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they don't have
true.
Machado. I think they could. I think the Dodgers sign either Machado or
I don't
Harper.
think they're
They'll
gonna sign
pick.
back
I think they
Machado.
can. Yeah, and
I don't think
I
they
don't
do
really either.
that
But I think if
as
they
their
don't do that, they can get
franchise. I
Harper.
think as a franchise, they wouldn't do that because he.
I think Harper's a little inflated though. I don't think Harper. People last year were saying he could get 40 mil. There's no way. After the season he just had, no
Yeah.
way. He shouldn't have even been an All-Star.
Well, yeah, I remember.
No way.
for-
I'd
in
be
the-
surprised if he gets more than
towards the beginning of the
35.
season, people were
Which, I
talking
mean, that's
about
a big
how he's
number,
gonna
but
get
that's
a
not 40.
$400 million contract. He might be the first
Yeah.
$400 million guy.
A 10
But I
year.
don't know if that's necessarily. Yeah, I don't know if that's in
No
the
way.
picture anymore at all.
No way in hell. No way
Other
in hell.
than the Yankees and
no
then the
way in
Yankees
hell.
not signing Judge.
Yeah.
But
You look at the teams, like the Phillies are a possibility, but I can see the Phillies maybe landing Trout. Trout's another guy. I think he has one more year, but if the Angels are another mediocre team,
yeah, it's just
Never know.
baseball's so weird because like for guys like that, you have to like not only do they want to go in to like a
But,
good team.
I don't know.
but they
that's why I
have
don't
to
like
go-
baseball
but they
free
wanna
agency.
go to
You
someone
know-
they can get paid like.
they have to go to someone that can
And there's
pay them.
very
Yeah,
few
exactly.
teams that can.
And there's
do both.
only so many. it's getting a little better now where like teams like realistically the Rockies could sign Harper. Like realistically,
No, yeah,
I'm
they
being
could.
honest, because like
I think
we could
almost
we
any
could
team
decide to
could.
not re-sign Nolan. Like we could trade
That's
Nolan
true.
and sign Harper if we wanted to, and Desiu's contract would be
Well, and
we
then-
could
yeah, then
we
we'd
could let
have
him
to-
go or
we'd
do
have to
whatever.
let
We
go
have
of
like a lot of
lot.
money to play with.
Maybe like
Para
not sure
and
if we'd be able
Para
to
and Cargo
like
are gone.
maybe like Freeland or no. I mean, we'd want to keep Freeland, but maybe like Marquez or something. We'd have to let him go or something.
Well, I'm not
like that.
saying we would, but I'm saying there's probably, I don't know. There's a lot of teams that can sign. Like there's every single team in the MLB. See, I don't know. Every single team in the MLB could sign Harper or Machado.
But
Every
it's just
single team.
What, I mean,
The
they'd have
Marlins
to
could
give
do it.
up-
The Marlins could do it. It just depends. Exactly. He would be the one guy in Miami.
You know, I
But
saw this
every
on
team-
I saw
every
this
team
on
could do
watching
it.
The Herd this morning with Colin Coward or whatever. He's talking about A-Rod and how he
Uh-huh.
thinks like A-Rod in the back of his head sometimes is like, because he just got paid that huge contract, right? How like if
He got two. He has
doesn't-
two of the top
if he doesn't
three
keep
biggest
watching,
contracts.
like if he doesn't keep winning games and like staying at the top of that division, like he's got to think in the back of his head like as he's watching, like, you know, paying attention to Twitter and stuff, like
That's
people
her. I can tell you
people are
100%.
blaming, like
That's
his
her, Harper.
contract. Like people are like, no, but what I'm saying is people are saying like, well, if Aaron didn't get paid so much money, then we'd have more money to spend on other people and we'd be better and stuff. Like that has to be in the back of people's minds, right? Like Harper wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go
I mean, that's what
somewhere
people
where they
listen-
can't put other tools around him, or else it's just going to be another Nationals.
That's hurting. It's hurting Harper. You see GMs all around the league saying he's not a winner. He's not like a good teammate. Like I don't want that on my team. I'd rather spend the money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know. That's what
I wouldn't be
people are
surprised. I
saying.
mean, I think I don't know. Do you think he'll get paid more than Giancarlo? I think so, probably a little bit, just because Giancarlo's
just
a
because
13-year deal.
he's still 20. What's
And he's
26?
young,
I think
yeah.
still. Yeah. So I think he could. It's not like he had a bad season, but I mean, is it 40 million a year? No.
No, definitely
yeah.
not.
All right, moving on to our last topic of the day. We got NFL trade deadline, and then of course our picks for the week. Now why don't you start us off with some deadline talk?
Well,
I was kind of disappointed by it, but
yeah, it was pretty. I don't know. It came up quick. Like I didn't really realize. Oh shit!
It
It's
did.
the
It
trade
did, yeah.
deadline. Like I didn't realize that. But I mean, I was just sitting in class all of a sudden. I got a text. Texans are looking to acquire Demaryius Thomas, and I was like, no, thank you. Like, cause I've never really liked DT as a wide receiver. But now, like, the more that I've thought about it, the more it's really grown on me. Like, putting him out wide on the opposite side of D-Hop and giving him a dynamic quarterback like Deshaun Watson, I think like. I don't think he's gonna like be like an all pro or not an all pro, but like a Pro Bowl or anything like that. But like I think he can definitely be like a weapon in our offense, especially. I mean, even this weekend, like he's supposed to play this weekend, and I don't know. You don't think he's gonna play that much? I think he's like Kiki Cutie just got marked as questionable.
I think he
just
could
got
play a lot,
Kiki
but-
Cutie just got marked as questionable this week, so I think he's like Demaryius Thomas might be the number 2 receiver this week, and he will be always anyways. But like I think he's gonna get a lot more snaps than like I think he's gonna play like almost every down. Honestly, I don't even know who our third string wide receivers at this point, because Kiki Cutie's hurt, Will Fuller's hurt, and we cut Bruce Ellington after we traded for DT. So I have no idea. Like beats me, but I think he could turn out to be like he's either gonna turn out to be like a really good offensive weapon and put like splitting him and D-Hop, like it's just gonna like our offense is going to improve from it, or he's just going to be the same old DT and just, you know, not get a ton of targets and drop a lot of balls and suck gas. So, I don't know.
yeah. All right, on to our. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I guess we should talk about deadline a little more. I don't know. There's just a lot of pieces. I mean, really, Golden Tate and DT were the only. I mean, Clinton Dix, but I don't know. It just really wasn't a very
There's like 4
active
trades
trade deadline
and 2 of
usually.
them were kinda stupid.
There were in
5.
terms of like shaping a team.
Okay,
teams
the Rams
making
getting
those
Fowler,
borderline
though, like,
teams.
dude, the Rams
Yeah,
are
that's
just
true.
come on. That's not like.
But
where
that's the
did
Rams.
their
I'm saying
money
like in
come from
terms
is
of
my
but
question.
that. even I'm talking about in terms of like teams who are like make it or break it. Teams that are saying, should we rebuild? Should we stock picks? Or should we go all out for this season? Like, yeah, the Rams were involved in trades. Does that really make a huge difference though? Not really.
Yeah.
In turn, and it will once like the postseason starts, but not exactly right now. All right, on to our last thing of the day. Of course, as always, is going to be as always, is going to be our pick'em.
Pick it up, pick 'em
for the
up.
NFL. All right. How many did you get last week? I think I got 9. I had a bad week. I picked the Raiders to win on Thursday night. I had 10.
I picked the Niners.
I had 10.
So, I had.
So I'm already down a point. And yeah, so we'll start off with the 11 o'clock
I had
games.
10 last week too. So you both had 10?
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Yeah. All right, 11 o'clock games start off. We got Atlanta at Washington. Washington's 2-point favorites. Washington's been really good at home this year, so I'm taking them.
I like Washington as well. Dude, I don't think the Falcons are a good football team. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. Like, I think they are way overrated.
It's too far into the season, yeah.
And I think the Panthers are gonna run away with that division easily, and the Saints. Not the Panthers,
one of the best.
Saints,
one of the best.
But
one of the best games of the week. Definitely the best 11 o'clock game. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore's 2.5-point favorites. It's in Baltimore. I still like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I like
their run game has been really good. They've been getting a lot of pass rush lately.
They're just clicking right now.
Although Big Ben, broke his finger though. Big Ben broke his finger.
He could break 3 fingers.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't think he's never thrown for 300 yards against the Ravens either. So
are you serious?
Or in Baltimore
really?
maybe.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, it's either in Baltimore.
But still, that's an impressive stat.
That's like 15
games.
Yeah, but
they can run the ball now. Connor will be fine.
But,
I have the Steelers. They're really clicking right now.
What do you mean they can run the ball now like they couldn't with Le'Veon? Come on. Anyway, but I still got the Steelers.
Me too, laddie.
Bears at Bills. I think the Bills are just plucking guys out of retirement. Looking, who did they call? Oh, they picked up Jimmy Clausen.
You really think this game is a joke, don't you?
No, but
you really think this game is a joke?
I got the Bears.
You don't think the Bills?
The Bills are a
Think
joke.
the Bills are gonna have a chance.
As a Bills fan, I root for them to win a Super Bowl this year.
What are you talking? That is not what my argument was.
I got the Bears. Okay,
I'm taking the Bills.
I got the Bears.
I'm taking the Bills.
Really?
They played so
joking.
no, I'm dead serious. They played so well against the Patriots last. Like the Patriots won.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like,
that's different though. That's a division matchup.
It's a division matchup.
And the Bears were an inch away from tying it up in Foxborough. So
then they're even. They're even, is what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
That's what I'm hearing right now.
Do you want to bet that the Bills lose by at least 14 in Foxborough?
At least.
Come on.
No, I don't want to worry about that game.
Exactly.
I'm taking the Buffalo Bills this weekend over the
Go
Bears.
ahead.
I am.
Go ahead.
I am.
Okay, shut up. On to the next game. All right, we got Chiefs at Browns. I'll let you talk first on this one. I'll let you talk first.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, talk first. Get it out. Talk first.
I got the Chiefs by 2.5. 2.5. That's the spread for my spread. 2.5.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know they're 9-point favorites,
yeah,
right?
2.5. I think Chiefs win by 3.
Okay. Chiefs win by 3.
Browns miss field goal at the end.
Okay.
Tie it.
I have a very weird feeling about
You're
this
such
game.
A freak.
I don't know. I know. Whatever.
I have.
What did I say about the Chiefs at Broncos game? I said I was 75% sure the Broncos would win. So my instinct was wrong about that. But I did say I was 100% sure they would cover the spread. And darn it, did they? So with that being said, I can see this week's game going one of two ways. Either A, the Chiefs blow us out of the water. It's not a game by the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, it's already 17-0, something like that. Or B, The Browns play with tenacity. They don't have to worry about drama. They play football. They look like a football team. Baker goes out there, and I think it's a little personal, him and Mahomes. They used to have shootouts in college. And I think the Browns pull out a close one, like 38-35, something like that. And I don't know. I don't know why I'm leaning towards the latter. I'm picking the Chiefs, but Browns win a close one. You heard her here first.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs will win by like 10. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be a close game because I think the coaching change in Cleveland's gonna.
Like the changing coach or the coaching change and just like everything around
If
that.
you guys didn't have the hardest
like there's
schedule in football,
too much to play
then
for.
I could see you guys.
If we had the Texans schedule, we might go 10-6. If we have the Texans schedule, we might go 10-6. But every week is just an absolute like we're just playing. We have to play. First of all, we have to play Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cincy, the best division in football, 6 times.
Yeah.
And then we have to play like even teams like the Texans last year finished in last place in the division, so we have to play them. But they're not a last place team this year. That was a fluky last place. They obviously wouldn't have finished in last place if Watson played all year.
Merciless and Watt.
And we have to go to Denver, which isn't an easy game. Just stuff like that. It's like, God, come on. Can you cut us some slack?
Yeah. It's kind
The
of
NFL's
sad.
weird though. You can't really say about the NFL's really the only thing where they really do that. Where you can really have like way tougher schedules. But it's all designed. You play your division obviously 6 times, and then you play the teams that finished in the same position as you in the other division. So you're based off
I never realized
the
that.
last season, which is.
And you play.
I swear I've told you that
No,
like
you've never told me
10
that.
times, and you
But-
say the same
No.
thing every time. Yeah, you play the last team. So like we finished 4th in the AFC North. We play 4th in the AFC West, East, and South.
And then you play.
and then you
division.
play a whole division and a division in the NFC. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So we play the NFC South. So that equals, but that's still not. And then I
And
can't
then you
remember
play,
what the other
don't you play
games
division in the AFC too? Yeah.
I think you.
I could play a division
Do you?
in each, and then you play the worst in your conference.
No,
or your
then I
same
think- no,
spot
then
in
I
your
think you just-
conference,
Oh, you're right. You play just a
and then
whole
you
AFC
play
division. You're right.
your division.
You're right. We play the AFC West this year. Yeah.
I think we play.
And then you play the teams that finished in the same position.
What do we play? I think we play the East. I guess. Yeah, we play the East.
But anyway, let's get on with the picks. All right. So next game we got the Lions at Vikings. I think Vikings. I don't know. This is a weird one. They're another team. Like I just don't think they're all that good. I think I'm still gonna take them because I kind of feel the same way about Detroit, and they lost one of their best players, so I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Yeah,
but
I got the Vikings too.
Yeah.
They're another team. They're starting to figure their shit out, kind of like the Steelers. That's a coincidence.
I mean, they kind of got ran last week, but that was against one of the best teams in football. But yeah. 5.5 point favorites. I don't know if I'd take them against the spread, but picking them to win.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right, next up, we got one of the worst games of the week. Jets at Dolphins. How are the Dolphins really favored to win? I mean, I guess it's the Jets on the road, but Osweiler's starting again. I guess I'll take the
I got the
Dolphins.
Jets. Dolphins have lost
Yeah,
4 straight.
that's
haven't
kind of a
they?
toss-up.
3 straight? 4?
No.
Yeah? They've lost at least
One,
3
I
straight.
think one. They lost 2.
Really?
Yeah, they beat the Bears, remember? So, I don't know. That's just a weird game. But the Jets haven't been, I mean, Jets have lost 2 straight too, and their last win was against the Colts at home. Their wins this year are Colts at home, Broncos at home, and Lions. So, I mean, they haven't beat
They're beating the Dolphins, though.
a good team yet.
Brock
Sure,
Osweiler
that
sucks.
wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, we're talking too much about a stupid game. All right, next you got, oh, I thought you almost got picked off. Or did they? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Next up, we got Tampa Bay at Carolina. Another intriguing game. Good old Fitzmagic's back in Carolina, though. I can't
I think Carolina's got
pick
it,
against
man.
the Panthers.
They're,
I do too.
I don't know. They'll make a wild card. We'll see what they'll do in the playoffs, but it'd be fun to see them in the Saints kind of shoot it out. Yeah, I got the Panthers.
Yeah. All right. Which game? All right. On to the afternoon games, I believe. Yeah. On to the afternoon games. Another great game. Chargers at Seattle. I got the Chargers, but Seattle, obviously, as we know, is very good at home. But I think Philip Rivers is having a good year, and they're kind of an underdog team a little
Did you
bit
say
that can come out of
Chargers
the
or
AFC. I
Seattle?
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Chargers.
too. Seahawks surprised me. I thought they were gonna be really bad, but they're kind of.
I don't know. They're four. They're the same way. Their 4 wins have been the Lions, Raiders, Cardinals, and Cowboys at home. Like none of those wins are impressive, and they've lost to the Broncos, Bears, Rams. I mean, they haven't beaten a good team yet, so we'll see. I got the Chargers, and so do you. All right, your boys, the Houston Texans are taking on Denver. I'm sure you're picking the Broncos,
Absolutely.
but for me, it's kind of I see the Texans winning this one. Wouldn't be surprised though if the Broncos win. As you know,
this is what I've talked to Nate about all week. The Texans, if they like, I have yet to been proven that the Texans are a good playoff football team. Like I right now I do not like.
But do you need to? Do you need to be proven that with their schedule until the playoffs? I mean, and then you'll see them lose their first wild card game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
You don't need to be proven that until their first playoff game. Then obviously at that point in the season it's make or break. But
no, if we
with
can
the
beat the
schedule
Broncos,
you have,
then I'm gonna feel
you can
so
go
much like if we could beat the Broncos in Denver, then I will feel a lot more confident in the team that the Texans are than like.
What if they win? What if they win 10-9 and
that's not happening?
The Broncos look off. I'm just saying. I'm saying like, what if they win like a really sloppy game and just look stupid and barely win? You still can't tell me like you have all that much confidence?
No, I mean it depends on how they win, obviously. But if they win, then what I'm more trying to say is that if they lose, then like it's like we're not there. Like we should be beating the Broncos if we are a like viable playoff.
So
team.
you're taking the Broncos
the
though.
Broncos are gonna win that game.
All right.
Sean's gonna throw like 3 picks and get sacked like 5 times. Last 2 o'clock, or I should say afternoon game, probably the best game of the year. Rams at Saints. Matchup right here.
Yeah, it's a preview. It's in New Orleans, but the Rams are still favored. That is going to be a phenomenal football game.
Really good.
Oh man, I'm almost like tossing the dice because I think Kamara and Gurley can really have a shootout. Man, I don't know. The Saints have looked very good. I think this game is on the Saints defense. I think if the Saints defense shows up, they win. But that offense in LA is very hard to stop, so we'll see. I don't think they will, so I think I'm going to take the Rams. See, I don't know. No, you know what? I think they will. I'm going to go with the Saints. Like 35-28, something like that.
I don't know if you're going to believe me, but I picked these like on like Tuesday or whatever. I'm picking the Saints. I said that I was going to pick the Rams until they lost, but I think this is the week that they lose. I think that if they're going to lose a game,
I did too.
It's this week. It's to the Saints on the road in New Orleans. And the way that the Saints have been playing, I think this is the week. So I think the Rams are going to get a
say though, if they don't lose this week, very, very solid chance. They still have to play the Chiefs. I think they play the Chiefs next week.
Chiefs.
They can, but that's not. That's still. I wouldn't say. I don't go that far.
I think their defense is going to be able to handle the Chiefs very.
Oh no, they have the Seahawks and then the Chiefs, but we'll see.
Anyways, but yeah,
I have the
Saints as well, which kind of disappoints me. I was hoping you'd take the Rams, but I do have the Saints, so we're both win or losing that game.
Yeah. Sunday night game, Green Bay at New England. A lot of good games this week. Another really good one. I don't know. I think the focus for Green Bay's restructure. I think they're very frustrated. I mean, last week I couldn't imagine. That was very frustrated. So I think they're gonna come out and play well. But I mean, the once November hits, the New England is almost impossible to be in Foxborough, and I think that continues.
Agreed. I think honestly,
Rodgers just doesn't have enough weapons around
I
him.
think that
I think McCarthy gets fired at the end of the year too. By the way.
ooh, that's a bold prediction. I could see it though. If they don't make the playoffs, he will. Which they might not.
Yeah.
Panthers might take that wild card. Minnesota might run off with the division, and I mean, who knows? Who
Yep.
get that? Who can get that other slot? But
Yep. And then last game, why this is Monday night? I don't even know what is Monday Night Football anymore. I mean, I always
It's
get
been
kind of
so
jealous of
bad.
like when my dad would always tell me growing up how it was like the best game of the week and they were always good games. And us growing up, Thursday Night Football was by far the worst game of the week. And then Thursday night games are becoming pretty good games. I mean, barring this week, but like the Vikings and Rams played on Thursday
yeah.
night this year. But
and the
anyway,
Texans
the-
and Dolphins too. Pfft. Great games
yeah.
on Thursday night.
Anyway, Titans at Dallas. I think they just want to give Dallas a prime time.
Well, they get their.
I got Dallas at home. I think they're gonna put on a good
I do
display.
too. I think the Titans suck, so that's my logic, and the
But-
Cowboys at home. So that's why I'm choosing them.
Anyway, guys, those are our picks for the week. Thank you for tuning in.
Really
Next
juicy
week,
podcast.
it was a good sports week.
Really good.
It was a good
podcast.
sports
I had
week.
fun. It was a good one.
It was. But yeah, we should be back next week around the same time. And we will see you guys then. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh my god, Ronnie. White J's, white Porsche, white wrist, white horse, high bitch, high bitch, high bitch, high bitch. I do not sip in the rolling. No, it do not drip when I pull it.